Hello, my name's John. These are the Necromunda Spyre Hunters, and you're watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to the video. Going to be doing something different this week. I'm going to be posting a video a day making each of the Spyre Hunters from Necromunda. Here I have the box set that contains the Malkadon, Yeld, Jakara, and also the Spyre Huntmaster, which is new to this edition. And I have the Oros Spires from the Hive Secundus game, which we'll be making as well. So I'm going to get started, and today I will be making the Yeld Spyre Hunter. So it's a really nice kit, this one. I've already had a look at it. We have our selection of bases. One stuck at the bottom, let's get that out. Our selection of bases, and then we have our two sprues. Now the two sprues are identical, so we have two hunters on each, and there are parts split between the two, so we have one wing each for the Yeld Spyre Hunter, which is the one we're going to be making today, and you've got all the other weapons and things, which we'll look at over the week anyway. So, first things first, let's get started. It's actually, didn't even realise that, but it is the first one in the instruction book. So we will start by clipping the main parts out. And as it's the first one, it's nice and easy because it's parts 1 and 2. So let me just clip these out. So I thought this week, rather than doing just 2 normal videos to end September, I'd do 1 each evening, so shorter videos making each of the Spyre Hunters. Now at the end I'll probably have one of the Oros Hunters left over anyway, because I'm only going to make 1 an evening, but that's okay. Right, let's just tidy this up. So it is quite a nice kit. Now I'm going to try and concentrate on this one and actually make sure there's nothing in the background to accidentally focus in on, so you can actually see exactly what I'm doing as I trim these and put them together. Now I really like the look of the Spyre Hunter gangs that you can now have in Necromunda. They are very overpowered, that's the whole point of them. They are hunting parties of a small number of Hive Elite. I have an idea for a small war party that I want to do, the hunt party. Now the tricky thing with them, I've worked it out with the new book that's come out. You can't really field all of them as a starting gang, so I'm really going to have to think about how I want to run it, what I'm looking for and that kind of thing. So we'll see down the line exactly how I go with this, but for now I'm just going to make each of the hunters so I can then move on from there. So I'm now looking for legs 4 and 3. So there are lots of extra legs on this, which is quite good because I can do some conversions with these when I've finished building them. So I could do a ganger who's managed to get hold of some of these bionic legs or something like that, or it'd be nice to see what kind of things are left over on these kits when I've made these hunters. The other thing I quite like is the way that you can have, if you're playing one of the Hive Secundus, one of their campaigns, you can include one of the hunters as a gang leader, so you could get quite an interesting gang. So I'm also going to have a look at that to see exactly what I can what things I can do, what nice conversions, that kind of thing. But I do have an idea for a full war party. Okay, let's make sure I put this the right way around. So they are quite nice kits, these ones. They're quite well detailed. There is an aesthetic that travels between all of the hunters, so you can definitely tell they're quite coherent with their design, which is quite nice because it means that you can have a quite coherent looking gang. I do remember the old Spyre Hunters from the 90s. I do still have some somewhere, and they were, although they were similar, they were very different at the same time, so it kind of didn't, well, in my eyes it didn't have the same kind of consistency, and they, even when they were re-released with Fnatic, they kind of they used the same model, so there wasn't really a coherency. And then the Patriarch and Matriarch that came out as well were a bit, I know they were quite odd, those models, but hey ho. Okay, so there is the body, and you can see it is leaping there. So let's have a look. It's looking for parts 6 and 7 for the arms. So there is 7. And then looking for 6, it's probably right in front. Ah, there we go, right down at the bottom here. But yeah, I thought it'd be quite nice, a model a day this week to end September. So I'm not sure which order I'm going to be making all of these, but by the end of the week there'll be all 5 variants of the Spyre Hunters. The Huntmaster is quite an interesting addition to this new series of models, as it allows you to have a selection of different weapons from different hunters, which is quite a nice option. I think I was sticking that on the wrong way around. Yes, I was. That is... that's the arm I'm looking for there, I think, unless I've... should have paid attention before I took these off, which one was which. I know what I'll do, let me have a look at the other. So 6 is the straight, we said 6 is the right arm and 7 is the left arm. That's quite a nice thing, having 2 identical sprues, so I'm not going to accidentally put the wrong arm in the wrong side. Okay, there we go, that's quite cool. I like this. They are nice models, they really are. I like Necromunda because you get to have that kind of the custom gang, and you don't need as many models to run a gang, but you also have the option, especially with something like Spyre Hunters, to have a much smaller gang, so you can spend a lot more time painting the models, adding a few conversions and that kind of thing. So I'm going to look forward to converting this gang. Not converting, I'm going to look forward to painting this gang. I might do some small conversions on it. I do tend to like doing things straight out of the box for first attempts. But it's, yeah, little conversions here and there are always fun. Okay, that goes. Okay. Now the thing that would interest me more, I haven't fully read the book yet. I'm going to sit down and read it over the next few nights after work. the whole thing with the Spyre Hunters suits is they're technologically different. It'd be interesting to see if there is any hint as to where the suits come from. Okay, let's find part 20. There we go. We'll go outside. Okay, let's tidy this up. This looks like a power pack or something. Okay, it's getting to fiddly stage now. Okay. Not that I mind fiddly models. But there we go. So there is the back of the backpack there. Okay, so let's get the wings. So I do like the look of these wings. There's that first one. Okay, so let's tidy these up. Yeah, well thought out models, these ones. But yeah, if you've been working on any Necromunda projects or any other hobby projects, I'd love to share what everyone's been working on. So down in the comments, down in the description, you'll see there is an email address that you can send images to and a little description of what you've been working on. So when I do my monthly hobby roundup, I was thinking it'd be really nice to share other people's hobbies, what they've been working on. Doesn't have to be Warhammer or Games Workshop stuff, it can be pretty much anything. I'd really like to start sharing hobbies on this channel for people to enjoy and see. I also have a little donation thing set up, so I don't expect donations or anything like that. I'm not asking for them, just got it there, helps out a little bit if anyone wants to give anything to the channel. To be honest, I'd appreciate a like, so don't worry about donating things. Giving a like is just as good, and if you really want to, you can follow. Okay, so these wings go onto these balls on the backpacks just here. So what I will do, I'm going to add the wings last, seeing how they attach now. So let's go for the laser gauntlets and the head. I do want to have laser gauntlets on this one. There is an option, I think it's to have excuse me, I think it's to have a missile launchers, I think they are, in this edition, but I like the idea of the laser gauntlets. So this is 22, this is the right hand, and then 23. That is the left hand. Yeah, like I was saying, I'd really like to start sharing people's hobbies. If you want to share them, you might not have an outlet to let people see what you've been working on. I'd be really happy to show them, and if you have a socials account that you want to share as well, drop that in the email and I'll post that as well so people can see other things that you've been working on. Okay, so let's put that in place. Now also what I'm going to be doing this week while making all these videos is I'm going to be playing around with different camera views, camera positions, just to work out what works best. So if you have any comments, any suggestions, really appreciated. So just drop them in the comments to say, put the camera here, view this, that kind of thing. Or even if you think I need to move my mic, adjust the sound or anything like that. I'm really open to suggestions whilst I do these videos. You the guys who are watching them, I'm just making them for fun, so I like that. It's with those on it. Right, let's grab one of the bases. I'm going to stick this down onto the base now before I add the head and the wings. Let's just capillary some in there. Well, always impatient when it comes to glue. What I'd like to do as well with my videos is produce more of the stuff that you guys are interested in. If you like watching me model kits, yeah, drop a comment, say that you like it. If you want to see more conversions or kit bashing, yeah, let me know. Okay, there we have this Yeld Spyre Hunter on the base. So while that is going off, let's find the head. So it's 32 is the head. So I'd say that is the one thing about this kit which is a bit of a shame, is there isn't a massive variety of parts. You kind of have one head per type of Spyre Hunter, same with the bodies and that kind of thing. So it'd be nice if they maybe have a few extras if they do future kits, or I might convert a few, I don't know yet. I do have a few ideas about different hunters. Also have ideas about gangs of hunters fighting hunters. That's quite an interesting concept, although I'm not sure with the lore if it's something that would necessarily happen, although it might, because they are all out to be in charge. So okay, so there they are, pointing back. What do I do? Do I turn the head? No, I'm going to stick with the head that way. Or let me see what, yeah, while the glue's still malleable I can choose, and I'm going to go for that way. And let me just put a little bit of glue in there just to... Okay, so I'm now looking at these wings, and they can either be sitting back. Let me zoom in a little bit now. So they can either be quite far back as if it's just landed, or it could even be swooping down. Right, I think what I'm going to do is just put one in position, then I'll match it with the other. Okay. Okay, just make sure I hold this and not be impatient. Oh, I was impatient. I mean, ideally, I should think about pinning this, but when you use the plastic cement and it melts together, technically it becomes one piece, so I just need to be a little bit patient. So let me stand here. I might fast forward this little bit while I'm waiting for it to dry, but I quite like showing you guys the real time of how long it takes. I often find with YouTube videos that you get people saying how to do something and then they skip past elements, they don't show mistakes and things like that, and I quite like leaving in bits that when it goes wrong or doesn't quite work out how I was thinking it would. Also, I quite like just blabbering on while I'm making these things, so it's quite cathartic, although I'm not necessarily getting a response from people straight away. I do get the odd comment, and I know I'm not a big channel. I get a few views now and again. And I do enjoy interacting with all of you guys, so thank you very much for watching, for posting comments and things like that. It is appreciated. Okay, that's... Okay. So I'm just keeping an eye, seeing if that wing is moving. Let me just put a little bit more glue on that for a second, and we'll wait for that to dry. I quite like not having them equal, so it looks like it would be like this, but the character's kind of landed. It takes up quite a lot of space, but I quite like that. It's a it's quite a dynamic model, this one. I like it. Excuse me. Okay, so here is the Yeld Spyre Hunter. Really like this model. I hope you've enjoyed sitting along, listening to me chat and watching me make it. Stay tuned for the rest of the week as I make more of the Spyre Hunters. But for now, thank you very much for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models and Other Hobbies.